my view of live is it's a gimmick. It's a gimmick. Going live is a gimmick. It's great. It's super useful. You know, it's an option. And if you're dealing with a podcast audience, the audience wants options. You got to give them options. If your podcast isn't on Stitcher, I'm probably not listening to it because that's the app I use.
Right. Yep.
And, you know, live content in general, I'm thinking, what do I watch live other than wrestling and sports? Nothing. I don't have cable. I don't watch anything live. Most people don't watch things live. However, when we go live, my wrestling podcast, King's Rings podcast, shout out to my boys, and K Murphy. When we go live, it's the same people listening every single week live, which means if you have 25, 26 people watching you live every week, that means you probably have 4 times more than that listening after the fact. Because those people listening live are your core audience, the people who love you and will follow everything you do. So going live is a good gauge to see who your core audience is. That's like this. Remember I was talking about network feeds on your show? It's the exact same thing. A network feed you can gauge. Like people watch your live show, probably subscribe to your network feed. Yep. It's going live. It's on a necessity, but it's a great gimmick to have, and it's super useful.
And here's a real piece of honesty for me. I do my show live every Tuesday night. One of the reasons why I pretty much do my show live on Tuesday night is because I've been doing my show on the radio live. So for me, I'm just keeping with that consistency.
Second nature at this point.
To be brutally honest, I can tell you right now that if I said one day, you know what, screw doing the booth live, I'm going to full out produce my show like I'm producing some of these other shows, because I find when I produce these other people's show, Happy Hour with Lito, Maddie C Sports for You and Me, Talk Back, all of these shows that I'm producing that are airing produced, I have a ton of more freedom with the content that I'm putting out, because it allows me to maybe drop some edits here or there, or drop a video bite that if I thought about dropping this video bite in the live, I really don't have the time to pull that video bite up and drop it right then and there because it's live. You know, I can pre-drop video bites because I know what I'm going to talk about. But if something happens and I want to drop that video bite, I can't because we're live. So I lose, even though I'm live and I'm having fun and I'm having live guests, I'm losing that part of the production that can really streamline. I can tell you right now, I'm pretty sure if I was to take the booth and produce that show and said, okay, now this show just airs on Tuesday night and I'm producing a show, I can tell you right now, it's going to be a crazy show. It's going to be 100 times better than what you see on Tuesday nights live.